It's that time of year again. It's the time of year that we all start thinking about ghosts and goblins and scary things that go bump in the night. And I'm not talking about Santa Claus either. No, I'm talking, you know, the old Hallows Eve. And there's a lot of people who run paintball-themed games around Halloween, you know, something like a horror game or a zombie game or something like that. But I want to tell you guys about a game that actually did kind of scare me. It was kind of a scary little place. You may never have heard of the Mansfield State Reformatory. It's out in Ohio. But if you do a Google search of the place, you can find lots of pictures of it. I'm not going to include one here for copyright reasons, but yeah, they decided to hold a paintball game there. Wayne Dollick threw a scenario game at this facility. There was kind of a craze for a little while of throwing paintball games in the most bizarre location that you could. And then one of the two places, I think it was Black Cat and Wayne Dollick, they both ran scenario games in prisons. Yeah, it sounds great in theory, but prisons were made to hold prisoners, not for firefights. And I remember driving up to the location, and when you drive up to the old Mansfield State Reformatory, the place just looks imposing. It just looks like fangy, evil kind of stuff. Then we walked inside, and we should have known that there was some kind of, there was just a bad idea to run a paintball game there. Before the first shot was fired, somebody had their gun. I don't know what exactly happened. He was going down the staircase, and the gun was somehow flipped out of his hands, fell down the staircase, landed, and broke a Titman. A Titman! That should have been our warning? We didn't listen. And that was just a bizarre game, too. I mean, I can't really describe it in solid terms here. All I can really say is just bad juju. And I'm willing to overlook a whole bunch of things because, you know, some players are just jerks. So, I mean, some people were actually closing cell doors and trying to lock them or zip tie them shut and use them as cover. And some people were literally speaking, there was nothing to hide behind in the main choke point of where all the action was taking place. So people basically raided the entire first and second level of the cell blocks. And so I want you to imagine a speedball field built with things that you would find in a prison. So we had like mattresses, we had sheets, we had, gosh, what else we had? Basically, if it wasn't nailed down, it was picked up, it was carried to this location, and it was planted there and used as a bunker. And that also included some people too. One guy took 3 shots to the sensitive area. Yeah, and as he's rolling around writhing in pain, somebody actually used him as a bunker. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I saw ghosts there, because I didn't. I didn't actually experience anything out of the ordinary or paranormal, but the entire place was just bad juju, honestly. There was one mission that we had to go across one of the cell blocks, and we were making our way through. Well, the other team comes around the corner and starts shooting at us, and the only cover that I have is a cell block right onto the side over here. And I hesitated, because I did not want to go in there. And when I did finally go in there, I backed into the cell because I did not want to look. I'll just say that it was just one of those games that, wow, I really don't want to experience that again. And also come to find out many years later that the Mansfield State Reformatory is one of the most haunted places on the continent. Yeah, and after reading some of the backlog of stories of what happened in that place, I'm kind of inclined to agree. I will close with this, however. If horror movies have taught me anything, that is never go into a dark place alone. One of the missions that we had to do said you have to go down into solitary confinement and go find this X and such thing. Upon reading that, we grabbed like 10 guys and we went down there in force. I think we all kind of had the same idea of, hey, we don't know what's down there, but we ain't going alone.